I really get sick and tired of motorcyclists always whining how they're always so oppressed. So let me establish a couple things. First of all, one of your arguments might be, oh, motorcyclists are, they're more at risk on the road. Well, that's the risk you chose to accept when buying a motorcycle. I mean, even if all the other car drivers are as careful as they can be, it's still more risky. So, I'm not even saying that like, oh well, cars could also just be safer with motorcyclists. Even if every single car was completely respectful and safe with motorcyclists, it's still a huge risk, and you accepted that risk when you bought the motorcycle. Not to mention, I don't think there's a single time that I have been in the presence of a motorcycle, went out on the road, and something douchey, they didn't do something douchey. And 99% of the time, it's revving their motorcycle really freaking loud. And I know I sound like a total boomer complaining about that, but those things are loud as crap. And I'm convinced that they make them loud to be loud. I'm convinced motorcycles don't actually have to be as loud as they are. Also, it's like, what is up with motorcyclists and just attracting aggressive people? It's like, even if it's some sort of accident, even when the motorcycle, in these dash cam, the idiots in cars videos, even when the motorcyclist is not at fault, they act like a total dick. And it's like, what gives, And yeah, obviously, it's like, if you're not at fault, it's perfectly reasonable to be a bit annoyed, but it's not reasonable to, completely lash out at these people unless they're lashing out at you. I mean, so many of these things, the people in these cars apologize, and then the biker, continues to be angry. Motorcyclists love to instigate everything. So I'm sorry, but if you're more, and also it's like, even if most car drivers didn't respect motorcyclists on the road, a good way to help people respect you is to not act like a dick on the road. I mean, I kind of don't blame these people. It's like, people have, so many people have had it with motorcyclists, they just don't care to respect them anymore. You want people to respect you, don't act like the victim. Anyway, it's just like motorcyclists and even bicyclists are also incredibly insufferable. I don't know what it is about two-wheel vehicles that makes people absolute douchebags.